don't have any basil. I should have had you get some fresh basil. That would be good.
All right, guys, we are live. Today, we are going to be talking about some of the deductions that you can take as someone who is self-employed. And guys, my name is Shay Toya Marie. I've been in business now for about about 9 years, almost 10 years. So a lot of the experience that I have, I've been in life insurance. Me and my fiance also run a construction business, as well as I'm a tax preparer. A lot of the stuff that I do for our construction business has been admin stuff, hiring employees, all that good stuff that you need to when it comes to running a business. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick and just share with you guys some deductions that you guys can take as a small business or possibly someone who is self-employed. And of course, depending on your situation or depending on where you are within your business, everyone's situation is going to be different. So be sure to talk to a tax preparer. Don't just take my word for it, depending on your situation as well. That way, just because something I mentioned doesn't mean that it's within your situation. Um, so the first deduction that I actually wanted to bring up to you guys today is a home office. A lot of times if you're self-employed or if you're someone who's working from home, and a lot of us just, with COVID, maybe we're working from home and we don't have our home office or we're not heading to an office. One of the deductions that you guys can take is a home office deduction. And with this deduction, it's super, super, super important that you have an actual location of where you're going to get the job done. A room, and a lot of us possibly, maybe you don't have an actual room, like a computer, like where is it that you are going to actually sit down and get your work done? It's super, super important. And then depending on how big the room is, and depending you can only take a percentage of fraction of that house of when it comes to the home expenses. So if you are eligible to take this deduction, you can only take a portion of your home when it comes to any expenses that is in your personal expenses for your home deduction. The second one is a vehicle deduction. One of the questions you could possibly ask yourself is, are you currently using your vehicle to get to work? For your self-employed, a lot of times like real estate agents, or if you're in insurance or for whatever reason you're having to use your vehicle, with my fiance's construction business, if he has to get to a job or anything like that, like all that within the miles is deductible. And one of the questions that we usually ask someone, like, do you have a second vehicle? Or are you using your business vehicle as well as your personal vehicle? And with this, then we're going to have to take into consideration how much are you actually using your vehicle for your business. And then with that percentage, we're going to actually see what the deductions for miles are. Um, And there's all types of apps out there when it comes to tracking your miles for your business. QuickBooks Self-Employed, I've personally have used as being someone who is self-employed, and they'll track your miles. All you have to do is be like, track it, click a button. And there's all types of apps out there as well. Personally, I have used QuickBooks Self-Employed, many more out there as well that you can look into, or you could do it old school and just track it and just write it down on when is it that you are driving for business, and you don't have to track your personal use because that's not deductible. So the third deduction that you can actually use for your business is internet and phone. So the question to ask is, how much are you actually using this phone or internet for your business? And a lot of times we might, especially someone who's possibly just getting started, they might just be using their phone 50% for business and 50% for personal use. So with that, you're going to have to take that into consideration on how much you can actually deduct. So number 4 is meals deductions. And so with this, depending on what is it that you're doing, depending on what what's the need of this meal deduction is depending on how much you can use for. Like if you're taking out a client, then it's only 50%. But if you are actually, using it to host a party for your employees or something in that kind of area, then it can actually be 100% depending on the situation. So the fifth is interest. So while, when it comes to the loans, you can't actually tax your principal of your loans is not deductible. But what can be deductible is the interest of that loan. So if you took a loan out last year, 2022, due to, for whatever reason, you can't actually write off that loan, but you can write off that interest in the loan. Another thing you also want to take into consideration, even if you're not working from home, home mortgage, you can write off that interest as well. So the next one I wanted to talk about is education. Education can be huge. So the IRS actually sees education as something that's necessary into developing your career as a business owner. So education is something that is deductible. So depending on what is it that you have towards education, you can tax deduct that as well. And then there are very many more deductions that you can actually take as a business owner, just depending on your situation, depending if, like if you're a rideshare driver, you may be able to take off more than someone who, when it comes to miles, you might have a lot of miles. But if you are somebody like myself who's really honestly works from home and I don't really have to actually get out there because I'm working from home, I'm not really going to have a lot of miles. There's times that I might go out and meet a client, but it's not very often. So depending on your situation, depending on things that you need for your business is going to be dependent on things that you can deduct for your best business. As long as it's necessary and ordinary, you can actually use it for your business. If you guys have any questions, I'm here. If you guys would like to schedule an appointment to see if I can run you guys a free quote on getting your taxes done, go ahead and there's a link below. I would love to help you. It's pretty quick and pretty easy. When you click on my link, you just click on File Now, which is going to take you to an app to download where you can put all your information. And if you scroll all the way down, you can actually schedule an appointment with me. For whatever reason you want to do that first, up to you. I can do whatever you guys need necessary. Again, my name is Shatoya Marie. And yeah, but any questions or anything that you guys possibly got into with this video, I'm here. Thank you so much.